This is RDK 3000 TriStar today. I am Chris K. Crypter, Jakur, Chris Kaistar.
And I am Marky Crypter, Mark Elitestar, broadcasting live and direct from RDK 3000 TriStar RDK Newsline News Center over at RDK 3000 TriStar Main HQ in Elite City, Federal District, Elitopia.
We are powered up always on all RDK networks, television, radio, streaming and more. The latest at this hour.
RDK weather update. It has since begun to rain in Elite City. Blue rainfall advisory type L issued for parts of eastern Elitopia including Elite City. 40 mm rainfall amount expected by tonight. Weather report coming up at 15 past. Game on. Optic Elito takes on Jinx Esports right now, taking in best of 5, on Octal of Doza 2. Can Team Jinx learn from Star Thieves in CDL Major 5 to blank Optic Elito, same way as with Optic Longhorn yesterday?
It's a good thing I do have my rain gear as I had to put it on when walking to my car, my custom Evo 9, now with a supercharger, plus flex fuel, CNG and HEV conversion. However, I do note, it goes in electric operation at low speeds as engine is shut off with rev counter at 0 and flow needle in assist. Putting in semi-manual keeps the engine on, as this originally came in a manual but previous owner transmission swapped to ADCT. This as I am listening to subject in which I watched the subject on the TV last hour, only to find the subject on the radio after checking out the station info online on my phone.
Coming up at 15:24 RDK and Elite City, 024 KBTS, RDK 3000 TriStar exclusive. We interview the Kanbor.DY's next Prime Minister from the Kanbor Union's party, with our own Zot KT Crypter.
This in which Dimitri have it armed on the DVR at mine his home as he needed to DVR a very important subject. This as he missed the subjects when the guy gets interviewed on Kanbor.DY Central News, KB News 24 Deck, TCWB News 24, Jinx News and Elito News 24.
The top story on RDK 3000 TriStar today. Esports and Gaming. TD Elito Omega Quartz Playoffs. ELG Game Jam Division. Group D Quarterfinals, Optic Elito vs Jinx Esports. The esports gamers compete in best of 5, first to 3, in Octal of Doza 2. The event gets held at Digi Square Elitazot's esports arena section as they get into the game, and put their game on in an esports match. Match coverage from our point of view is available now on multi-view or separate audio on this channel on the television, or on RDK Radio Service 2 on the radio. Check local listings.
Last hour on VWGT, an insider told the hosts that Jinx Esports to do the copycat from the similar scenario once they learned from Star Thieves due to blank Optic Longhorn in Call of Duty League Major 5 tournament yesterday to eliminate Optic Longhorns in a 3-0 match score. As Jinx Esports plans to do the same for Optic Elito. We go live to Jared B. Crypter to begin the coverage over at Esports Arena section of DG Square Elito said. Mitchell Trex Elito, just in the prior day, I do note the 2007 Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 9, with the 2020 BMW i8 PHEV behind it playing Polish music. They note my Connex's fellow named Michael with Dimitri came to me once I park. As I checked Michael sign Trans Evo, did he electrify the car? With aftermarket hybrid system and supercharger, on a 2.0 twin-turbo inline-4?
Whoa, this explains I met with Michael at Nitro Octave Signer G in the past week or so, as once I met with him in the past 24 hours, he also added body kit and fenders. This as he put on his new look as well.
I am planning a trip to Kanbor.DY City in the next few days, however I would have kept my Evo 9 at home, as it's concerning the cars that Kanbor.DY government used to blacklist them in Kanbor.DY Republic in which gets normally used in street racing, but that law is abolished stating the law is too harsh, and penalties for street racing, now less harsh, to be similar penalty in Elitopia and Tronic Diamond Union. As I can now bring my Evo 9 since the car is now allowed to be driven anyhow. There is a motorsport event, Kanbor Rally Series Kb.P 18, 2023, EY 1023 to begin next month, in which to begin day after Kanbor.DY HNM, in which I to spectate the rally event, as with to celebrate the HNM Kanbor.DY event, this as I must head to Kanbor Hub Elite City. I do note 1 Elio equals to like 72 and a quarter Kanbor coins as of today's rate as I query the rates from the screen from this KBUEM. Although I note 2 signs, not an Alito Bank ATM nor currency exchange machine, and 2-step conversion required, Helios to Kanbor coins, then Kanbor coins to preferred currency in Kanbor World Zone, i.e. Muni credits, Kiplan DOS, Kipnianertian Kip coin or Frisonian ruble. This as I knew, 1 Elio to about 100 Frisonian ruble, also equal to about 10 pecofinical quartzites and near par with the Oislanian dollar. This is 1 pecofinical quartzite equal to 10 Oislanian cents, a tenth of an Oislanian dollar, or 50 tronic diamond canutes on approximate 10 Elio cents or half sickle. This is I do note, on the reverse of the 1 Elio coin, for 2023, EY1023 series, being Alito Wizard.
Yes, as that is me. You should note I speak English and Elitish, as you should note bilingual English Elitish signage leading to my HUD, underneath eSports Arena section FODG Square Elitosat and beside section GR at RDK 3000 TriStar HQ. This as I was monitoring the match via feed in past few moments. Team Jinx leads 1-0 as Map 1 recently concluded in best of 5 in Octal of Doza 2.
Is there any matches to occur after that for the day?
Yeah. Igu audalo yo mitigams atake iap stu uarizine tina jo duonula aranulo mizeo si tutama, nila kinulo daiki iomikliko inula demistax klakua priokal duo trio ioi opentamas duo hexa aau pria aostas, iazilio o duokal duo trio opentamas duo heptatus hexawadi mas atudas.
I can understand, as that means that there is one tonight, Easy Modo Esports vs Alpha City Uprising, at 2000 Elite City, meaning 8 this evening, 00.0 EMT and 0000 TRX on May 27, 2023 and Epsilon 26, EY1023 on a Saturday in Biadis.
Yes, as they compete in best of 5 in on night game of Destiny 2, this being mashup of Dota 2, League of Legends, Ben 10 Splictions and Steven Universe's Gemstone Spinel.
Wait a minute, I do note Splictions have 4 per hand, as the numbering system in Kb.P 7.1, Splix World is octal, as Spinalian gemstones have 6 per hand, with most notable Zaylan Rolixner, Clo Kip worker at Clo Kip Tech headquarters in Kanbor City, in which she invented the Kanbor Spinalian dozenal timekeeping and calendar system. Also her friends in Kiplan Kingdom in Kb.2 27, Muni World, introduced the duodecimal calendar system running alongside solar calendar.
Yes, as we have 5 per hand. You should note that Xenopolia was duodecimal back then in the Alito centuries before Elite Year 0 or start of the 2nd millennium AD, as it was run by the Gamonstonian being Spinelian under Kingdom of Zeno until fall of the kingdom and into the Communist or Soviet era. This as Kingdom of Alito was also a Spinelian, however was assassinated by a Splixian fellow in which became king, in which was ousted in Elite Year 200 or 1200 AD, in which then later run by a human, as there were an attempt to use the duodecimal then octal system in Kingdom of Alito, in which is now is Elitopia's west side. However, actually, 200 years into her throne on Elite Day 150 of Elite Year 223 when the assassination of the Alito Spinel gem who was Queen of Kingdom of Alito occurred, being initial day of 7th month of year 23 on the legacy calendar, being a 24-day leap month solar format. In late May of year 1223 AD translating to Epsilon 29th, EY223, just 200 years in the legacy calendar, since the formation of Alito Kingdom in Elite Day 168 of Elite Year 23, being 8568 EMD Elite, being on initial day of 7th month named Heptmise Elite Year 23, this as this year, 2023, EY1023 to mark 1000th year of the formation of Alito Kingdom and 800th year since the assassination of Crystal Ion Alito Spinelnixia, one of the first leader of Alito Kingdom. In which according to Alito rule, to be based on the legacy calendar system, on initial day of 7th month named Heptmise of EY 1023, translating to Zeta 7th, EY 1023, on Anulotas, being Wednesday June 7th, 2023, at start of new elite metric duo season of EMY 373.8 ELE. In which also marks Alito week 62,300, and Alito month 15,575, and Omega 623, Zikro 89, this is the unit duration of time Crystal Ion made as she knew, 100 Alito weeks, 600 days equal 1 Omega, 7 of these equal a Zikro, 4,200 days. The Splixian who took over the throne of Kingdom of Ilito was Trenton Splixilitosaur, in which revised the Kingdom calendar, now dubbed as Legacy Calendar Bravo. The previous one under Crystallion's ruling was Legacy Calendar Alpha, in which Tenton's calendar system had 8-day weeks of 32 days of 10 or 11 months, with the leap months determined when the first Ilito Splix month of the elite year in the solar method. This is the month's start on the Legacy Calendar Alpha and Bravo, also start of the new elite octal season in Legacy based on EMD base. As he was ousted on the new elite metric year of EMY90 ELE Pentsplix 17, EY246, translating to Heptmy's first, EY247. Epsilon 31st, EY246, late May 12, 46 AD. However, Trenton warned that the kingdom would fall after Quadtech, or 256 Ilito Splix years. This is on Pritrium is 9th, or Osiduo Splix 1st, or Lambda 12, EY 358, Elite Day 376. The kingdom has since fallen, taken over by Communist State of Ilito. As the Republic of Ilito engaged in war with the Communists, on the 400th anniversary of the assassination of Crystallion Ilito Spinelnixia, in which the war lasted 12 days ending on Heptmy's 13th, EY 623, in which is called as Ilito Trinity Day, formerly called as Ilito Unity Day. This is on the start of Ilito Splix year Usiksho or 512 being Iota 23rd, EY 717 or September 23rd, 1717, in which to be Ilito Unity Day, when the leaders of Communist State of Ilito and Free State of Ilito meet with the leader of Republic State of Ilito in Elite City, Republic of Ilito. As the Communist State gets dissolved, as the Communist and Free States of Ilito become West Ilitopia and Republic of Ilito become East Ilitopia, in which just 4 Splix years later, leaders of West and East Ilitopia meet together in Elite City, along with leader of Zeno, Kudo, Blitz, and Dinozen, in which they discuss the future, in which after agreement on 700th anniversary of the kingdom formation in Legacy method, effective after 12 days, in which marks 100th anniversary of the Omega War. This in which in the 4th Zikro since that, on the 7th Omega of Zikro 4 of the treaty, just a year since the new year of Elite year 768 in Legacy Calendar Alpha and Bravo, just within the Ilito month after new Elite metric in octal seasons since the new months of on Legacy Calendar Alpha and Bravo. On month of Beta of EY 769, in which became independence of Ilitopian Republic. However, the Elite Day was not evenly divisible by 15 as its being ED 031, thus the day of the independence is on Elite Day 45 being Beta 15th, EY 769, in which occurs just 6 Ilito weeks since the last new month on Legacy Calendars Alpha and Bravo. This is the 300th anniversary of the treaty in the Legacy Calendar system, in which being used to determine to mark anniversary of heritage events, 400th anniversary of the Trinity, this on eve of New Naya Sekant vs 2400. However, by law, fireworks to occur at the evening of the anniversary in local time, but due to special instance, to occur at the New Naya Sekant, in which the start of space age occurs on 15th enhancement of the Ilito gems. This is one of the notable Ilito gems was sent to secret area on the first enhancement of the Ilito gems, in which I am her caregiver. This is the new Naya Sekant occurs on the 16th enhancement of the Ilito gems as Crystallion Ilito Spinelnixia ordered, with the 1000th anniversary of the kingdom formation being the enlightenment on the new elite metric duo season coming up, leading to the 16th enhancement of the Ilito gems, in which she goes in different form, as she's Crystallion's sister, Omega Lion Ilito Spinelnixia, in which she to turn 1000 elite metric years old at the 16th enhancement of the Ilito gems, as she is 2737 years old, to turn 2738 years in the next few months. This is the first Ilito wizard met Omega Lion at the day of the Crystallion's assassination. Anyhow, Elite City back then as Ilito Castle, was under Kingdom of Ilito until Elite year 250 during the Splix uprising, in which was under Communist State of Ilito until Elite year 400. 1400 AD, in which it's under control of Republic of Ilito. This is Ilito wizards were checking into Omega Lion to ensure she is safe during the Gamonstonian Purge when the district was under communist control until the republics took over. This is the first Ilito wizard was a human. Gamal. Wiea dios alok tag amzisimi oiegame ieiweo, teoe, teos aramus anita.
Heard what you say in Elitish, in which I say reply in English. We take in best of 7 encounter Blitz Striker in 24/6 format with the fellows at Dance City Gyunkers. Now you have since made us at X8 bad luck, so please step away from us to prevent it from getting worse. Maybe you should check out what DCG is up to.
Apologies, I didn't knew. This is I to head to DCG immediately.
No wonder that this place existed, as I did not pay attention to the map closer once I check on my phone. I do note, the Tronic Diamond Beta Zon semis in the TD Elito Omega Quartz playoffs, one of the matches in Kordotopia, to begin at 7:30 this evening. Kb.P City Digicans take on Shaq Whirls. No wonder it gets moved but outside of Kordotopia, as I do heard from locals, not being held in Kanbor84 City but in Elito City, where I am visiting. I didn't realize it's an Elitopian territorial state, used to be at first under control by Kanbor84 as Kapan back then, as it was then controlled by Sekants until 2005, EY 1005, Kan Year 0, after New Year's on January 8, 2005, just 4 months towards start of Kanbor84 era. This is I to check outside. Gosh, it's quite raining and quite breezy. This is I must check. Whoa. Blamed on tropical cyclone star, maximum sustained winds at the center at 160 km/h, gusts of 200 km/h, but tropical storm to tropical cyclone conditions in Svatopia. But as I heard, this area also Kanbor84 City and Swatch City embracing least effects. As I check my phone, wind gusts of 70 km/h, sustained at 40, rain at times heavy. Tropical storm Jake, as I do note, to the west of Kanbor84 and Kanbor Elito, as I do note, according to forecast, to merge, as they to call it as, Megastorm Jake star is it to head to the west. This is I to put on my rain gear before heading out.
You should note it's 0200 hours Elite City. This is I Mark Zaniels and Corey Zanders must head to sleep soon. Please make this V call brief. Yes, this is I and he needed to wake up at 9 o'clock. I am Elite City as I and he to work at RDK 3000 TriStar main HQ for Tuesday's shift starting at 10:30 am Elite City.
Good timing, I was just starting to bake a recipe as I to show what's I am baking.
This while I am having an early lunch.
Mark and Corey, I do apologize on disturbing Yap, Scott, wait a few on the recipe, before I explain the banknote. Now Kin 2K from Kanbor84 City, I do note the gaming headset you mentioned to me, I do note the store you are in, Kanbor Gamer Corner, the one being half off from 2400 Kanbor coins to 1200? Yes, half off during the sale. I do note, it gets great reviews, mainly 5 stars, some 4 stars, as converts to 70 Tronic Diamond Sickles 80 newts or 16 Elios 70 Elio cents, as for you Scott, 106 Kb.P and marks 20 cents, or 2 of these with change left over converted to 218 Kanbor coins, about 3 Elios, 12 Sickles 85, or 19 marks 30.
What is it, Daniel? Some sort of regional 10 subject note in which rate is slightly below par with the Elio, just 98.8 Elio cents, in which the note is worth 9 Elios 88 or 709 Kanbor coins, in which being the cost of my meal.
This being the 10 Oislanian dollar note, this is the note to be in circulation in Oislanian in which I am showing it on my tablet in drawing app, as I wrote the worth of it in sickles using my tablet pen. As I downloaded the image from the news releases section of the Central Bank of Oislanian website, in which I call it as CMO, a KHEMO on my tablet and opened it on drawing app, this as you should note in the past hex week, just 6 days ago. The CHEMO has introduced new series of Adventure Time series as new decimalization systems of Oislanian dollars. New design for banknote order for 5, 10, 25, 50, 100, 200, 500, and 1000 Oislanian dollars is Finn, Bonnabelle, Marceline, Phoebe, BMO, Lumpy, Ice King, Simon, and Peppermint, this in which to be reverse side of the Elitopian Elio note series in the half-year update. Here's new 10 Oislanian dollar banknote in 2023 series, feature with Princess Bonnabelle Bubblegum of Candy Kingdom in 2 version in the face, their normal time and the war time, which it's called Gum War. Theirs have 4 language in both bank name, value in word form. In watermark was young version of Bonnabelle, Oislanian symbol in the top and value of this banknote in front side, the notia to get released on via Trocant 100,015 Thursday 3rd, 2000 TDE, being 1,154 Mia Trocants TDCX, or TDKX in Canberlish, 2000/154 TDRT. Dota Bravo 26th, 986 CJE, Treyarch Zeta 3rd, EY 1023, Marketa 4th Jakin KB.P 18, Zephyrodia 1 Doza 6th or 18th Candisaya, KB.SDY 1 Grove 2 Doza 8 or 176, being Sunday June 4th, 2023 or 023 984 Maya Sekants in Tempus Spatium Date in Sekants time via the Pandecimal system just 16 days toward the new Naya Sekant, in which Altronicans also the Tronic Diamond is whole union to be celebrating.
I knew it. To occur Charlie 12th, or June 20th. Even Silver City to be celebrating it.
Oh my god. I mark Zaniel's new, it to a Q on Pride is Zayden 19th, EY 1023, at Choi and Desi Newt 0, 2000 hours Elite City on June 19th, 2023 as Elite City will also be celebrating it as with Elitopia. You are right, Mark, this is Corey new, to occur 8 PM, Elite City on the 19th. There's an RDK 3000 TriStar new Naya Sekant Gala to be held at that time and the divisional leaders of RDK 3000 TriStar to be attending the event on the eve of the event. Yes, Farah as we must report to work no later than 0800 hours for the event on the 19th. Just 12 hours toward the event.
I to be in Elite City at that time as I to depart from the trip the week before the event, as the subject occur at 5 AM in Canalito City in which to be celebrated as well.
This translates to 0500 kbts, 205 kbdt on 20th JKA on Kb.P 18 or Dekth, or 10th Hiccupia, Kb.SDY 1 Grove 2 Doza 8 or 176.
What is Hakapaya?
Dekth, or 10th month of the Kanbor.D Spinelian duodecimal calendar, into second half of the Kanbor.D Spinelian duodecimal calendar of 2-8 or 176. This is how you write dec in normal duodecimal, being letter X in which is also Roman numeral of number 10, some may write as letter A, or T resembling the word of the number spelt as TEN as the new Nias Ekant occurs on the doubled X in which I call it as double X, or X2. Anyhow, the new Tempus Spatium Date and Sekants time systems didn't have that cloakup ones and is normally not celebrated or this ones in Kanbor world even in Kanbor.D, but I have a plan to include them in the celebrations. Maybe without fireworks, but I plan a dance fest in Kanbor.D city at the park, in which technically to be the double X dance fest with music to kick off annual summer fest Kb.P 18 or 2023 in Kanbor.D city. There is a related one in Altronic City concerning the new Nias Ekant Dance Fest, to occur hours prior, starting in the afternoon.
This as I to make something for the day on the 20th. Anyhow, I am baking something for the subject today, also for the H&M Kanbor tomorrow, as my Borther is cooking up the Ricey Krispies cereal with marshmallows, butter and stuff on the stove top for the top layer while I bake the bottom layer of it in the oven.
Why to use the oven?
The recipe calls for it to be baked in either the conventional oven, convention oven or toaster oven. Toaster oven is in use to cook up subject for me and David Smith to have lunch. Microwave is also in use to cook up mac and cheese.
I am going to make one later on today. Thank God I do have my new toaster oven the day prior. That sounds yummy. Anyhow, I to get the gaming headset. Once I head home, I am going to make one, as I to surprise my bro Rex.
Whoa, I do note, how do you find the recipes? Is there the one in Russian? If you find one, send it to me, as I to send it to Dimitri in Elite City.
Yes, also in Kanborlish, Munish, and Elitish, also English and others.
Send the one to me in Elitish, also in English. But in Elito time and measurement and common timekeeping and measurement system, i.e. choice, minutes, milliliters, and kilovolts. Send it to me also, my sister, to make one in the CZ kitchen. Same toward me but in native Kanborlish, temperature only in Kb.Mi, Kanbor temperature systems, and time duration in dozenals in Kb spinel doza timekeeping rather than degrees Celsius and minutes. Me too, but in English, but in Tronic diamond measurement, and not in imperial or common metric system. Baking time should be in kilotrokins and not minutes. You didn't knew that I, Rekikan, Rex X Cryptor, Rex Zarkers from RDK 3000 TriStar Kanbor.D has learned from the recipe that you Scott found. This as I had to find the recipe online on my tablet, as my sister Caroline Zarkers to make one for you Kin 2K, also for me, and Michael Legues at RDK Can, now for you Mark and Corey. From ELS you should leave the video call now, as you must get to sleep. This is for you Robert. Go get the one on sale for 1200 Kanbor coins, then cash out, and meet me at RDK Can before 11:30 KBTS.
Make that 1200 KBTS because of a fire drill taking place at RDK Can at 11:30, and which gets rescheduled from 1300 hours, translating to 0400 RDK and Elite City. This as we have received update concerning Cyclone Jake. It has weakened somewhat, and rain is letting up somewhat, in which the fire drill is to be rescheduled 90 minutes ahead of time. This as a Shawnee Cryptor note, this as for you Mark and Corey. As Rex said, you must go to bed now, as you must set your alarms to 0900 as you must report to work no later than 10:30 for today's shift. This as I am working the overnighter and morning shift.
Stars, Jared, you must note that my family, the Aristars, has a new arrival, as it's a baby boy, as he was born this morning at the start of Hex City Ultra vs Pacifica City Storm at 5 o'clock a.m. I had to head to the hospital en route to DG Square Latosat in appreciation of viewing party of Goncourt D City DG Guns at 10:30 this morning, translating to 7:30 in the evening at the venue. They take on Shack Worlds. Ultimate City Fuel vs Swathtopolis Zegons match gets in progress now in Swatch City as with Hex City Ultra vs Pacifica City Storm. The Ultra and the Fuel are leading at this moment. Optic takes on Xenopolis City Quartz this evening at 7 p.m. Elite City, 6 p.m. Xenopolis City at DG Zenot, Zenazet.
iStars, Jacob Alito Trap. Must note that I have received pics from you on social media on the baby boy. Congrats on your sister's baby. To be your niece, anyhow he would have been born sooner. This as it would have provided us good luck for us Alito phase, and our ally on the TD side, Tronic phase, as the Tronic phase gets shut out by TDX9 Esports 4-3 as it was a contested match, even a heated round 7 in subject of yesterday's viewing party. This as Spinel City Dozinals get shut out by TDGR Esports by same match score as it was very contested as well earlier in the day. As for Optic Tronic, they learn from Optic Alito's loss to take back and blank Omnistar Digi splits 4-0. This as Alptronic City Shock, in which id DRBE's ally. They win 4-2 against Eon City Embers. The winning teams in the Alpha Zon side to compete on June 4, 2023. This as the Beta Zon isn't until the 6th, both in the semi-finals.
Yes, this as Mark Aristar must note, division finals take place on the 5th. For the Alpha Zon, the 7th for the Beta Zon as series then moves to the next stage being the unusual system first used in the Tronic Diamond Millennium series. This is the Alito counterpart also to occur in the next week, no wonder they reschedule it from the 4th and 5th, in the group stage semi-finals.
Yes, in the semi-finals on the 4th, on Alito side. First match being Digi Red Blitz Esports take on Cable Fusion, at 3 p.m. First match in TD side in Alptronic City Shock vs Optictronic, just after 10:20 a.m.
In fact, it gets rescheduled for 800 Kia Trokans, 3:12 p.m. Elite City but same day June 4th, 2023 as the schedule has been revised in the last hour, as the venues to be competing gets swapped, rather than here at DG Square Alito Sat, gets competed at RDK 3000 TriStars Event Center GR.
Is this concerning the DRBE versus Cable Fusion?
Yes.
Understood. Mark Alito Trap.
This in which the TDGR Esports vs TDX9 Esports gets rescheduled for noon, 8 a.m. Elite City. Anyhow, the reason why the matches in the semifinals group state gets rescheduled for June 4th to 5th, 2023 rather than 6th to 7th, because of important observance, being 1000th anniversary of the formation of Kingdom of Alito to be called Kingdom Day. Observance in provinces eastern side of Elitopia and Federal District, even in Elite City, but provincial holiday in provinces in western side of Elitopia, in which to be heptmized first on the legacy calendar. Translating to the day of the new Elite Metric Duo Season EMY 373.8 ELE as it has been declared an important observance on a federal level imposed by the Elitopian government but in the provinces and prefectures in the provincial and prefecture level mainly in the west side. By the premiers and governor, mandated as a provincial/prefectural holiday as the area was used to be Kingdom of Alito's remaining areas back then, ruled by a human, in which the first leader was a Gamonstonian, in which that day also to mark 800 years since the assassination. As the second leader was a Splixian. This is Xenopolis City Quartz takes on Optic-Quebec, same venue, DG Zenot Zenazat, same city, Xenopolis City, Xenopolia, but different time, 7 o'clock p.m. Xenopolis City time tonight, 000x Xeno clocks time, 0 o'clock Xeno time and sign time, on 30th of Tri Bravo on Xenokin. 30th of Quad Alpha on Xeno Coney, Xeno year 2000 on a Dark Dan, translating to Choi and Desi Newt 0 on Pentdas Epsilon 29th, EY 1023 and 8 o'clock p.m. 2000 hours Elite City and 023 980 000 Sekants in Tempus Spatium Date, Sekants time in the Pandecimal system. Start of via Sekant 2380. This was originally to be held 6 in the evening Xenopolis City, 7 p.m. Elite City. This as esports gamers needed more time to practice than prepare. This as practice has since concluded at this time. Meanwhile, this is tonight's airing of VWG2N. Native airing on Vero television goes into half hour at that time, this after Vero News at 6, in which gets aired on RDK TV at that time, in which the subject to be covered not only on VWG2N but also RDK 3000 TriStar today. Speaking of it, we hand off to Mark E. Cryptor and Chris K. Cryptor for what's ahead for RDK TSRT Prime at start of Xeno Quartz and Optic Rebec match. Thank you Mark Alito Trap. I am Mark E. Cryptor and this is Chris K. Cryptor. Here's what's ahead on RDK 3000 TriStar today at the top of the hour.
All that and more coming up on RDK 3000 TriStar today, coming up at 2000 RDK and Elite City on RDK 3000 TriStar television service. Before we continue, we have to pass you an important programming alert for Vero television viewers concerning tomorrow's edition of VWG2N. Tomorrow's episode of VWG2N will be preempted due to a special presentation concerning encore presentation of Alito News 24's Elite City Prom 2023, EY 1023 on Vero television after Vero News at 6. To repeat, tomorrow's episode of VWG2N will be preempted due to a special presentation concerning encore presentation of Alito News 24's Elite City Prom 2023, EY 1023. This as it gets airing this hour on RDK Tunes and RDK POC. This as we give a programming notice update to the fellows at RDK 3000 TriStar television service.
Tonight's episode of Pokemon Logical Elitopia, in which originally to be airing tonight 2000 hours RDK ELC on RDK Poke, gets to be rescheduled and moved to 2100 hours RDK ELC immediately after RDK 3000 TriStar Today Prime on the main channel. RDK 3000 TriStar television service, as we will preempt the final hour of tonight's episode of VWG2N.
We will be taking a programming break. I am Chris K. Cryptor and this is Mark E. Cryptor over at Studio RDX, as VWG2N will be right back in a few moments.
Welcome back to Alito News 24 tonight. I am Mark Elitistar and this is Catherine Zaniels over at Alito News 24 News Center, as we also welcome to the viewers over at Vero's VWG2N on Vero and RDK TV networks as we turn to esports and gaming plus Tronic Diamond Alito Connect. As we are joined with the host of Tronic Diamond Alito Express, in which he hosts the show coming up at the top of the hour on Alito News 24, Andrew Alito Tronado.
This in which the subject is unrelated to the Omega Quartz tournament in the Tronic Diamond side in both the Alpha Zone and Beta Zone, as it's concerning an upcoming video gaming event that is inspired by the one scheduled in Kanbor84 Republic to be held in less than 3 weeks.
This in which to be held 2 days prior to the new NYA Sekant via Sekants 2400 to occur, and prior to the Alftronic Legacy New Year, on June 18, 2023 at 600 Kia, Trakans or Kya Sekants, translating to 1424 Universal Time, 1024 AM Elite City, it to be the kickoff Ultimate Gamer Festival in which to be held in Alftronic City, with esports venues and a convention venue being Alftronic Esports Arena aka ESPA, and Digitron, plus the Alftronic City Convention Center, so 3 venues for one event. This as Digitron, also with Digi Square, Elitazot here in Elite City, to be the venues for the TD Alito Omega Quartz Series Grand Finals on the 20th. This in which is inspired by the Kanbordian version to occur hours prior at 11 AM KBTS on 18th JCon Kb.P 18 or 250 KTS on June 18, 2023 0600 Universal Time, 2 o'clock AM, Elite City being held in Kanbor84 City at the Convention Center plus over at Digicon 7 Kanbor84, in which was reported by Stephen Alito, Kanborda, during this afternoon's episode of Kanbor Alito Express.
Whoa, no wonder match score is tied 2-2 as it's sure a heated and contested esports match.
Yes, anyhow the one in the Kanbor Gamer League is more contested than this match. In the Tronic Diamond side, in the beta zone as I go with the Goncourt D City DG Gons. For the Alpha zone, I go with the Altronic City Shock. This is for the Alito side, DG Red Blitz Esports. In case DRBE gets eliminated, my other choice would have be either G64 Esports or Elite City Cryptors, but I am undecided. Anyhow domestically in Kanbor D Republic, to be Kanbor D City Thieves. Anyhow who are you?
Michael Sinatron.
And where are you from?
Elite City, Federal District, Elitopia, and you?
I am Kin 2000, aka Robert Zarkers. I reside in uptown Kanbor D City, in the city's metro zone, in Kanbor Metro Province, in Kanbor D Republic, just a few kilometers from here.
Did you arrive via bus, or via car?
Via car, although I must note, it's a few minutes shy of 2300 hours KBTS, and here in Gonalito City is map 5 and best of 5 encounter Blitz Striker Spring update as we have a few clicks left on the match timer. This is Goncourt D City DG Kanbors are making sudden advancement to lead.
You mean it's approaching 11 o'clock in the late evening here on the 30th?
Yes.
Gosh, this translating to just shy of 2 o'clock PM Elite City, Choi 75, Desinute 1800.
Rexax Cryptor. Rikikan. This is important and urgent. This is not concerning tropical cyclones Jake and Star. It's concerning the sports in TD Elito Omega Quartz. In the TD Beta Zone, Goncourt D City DG Gons are making into swift advancement with half dozenal on the match timer, leading in match 5, match score tied 2-2.
Oh my god. Thanks for the update, as I have to check into the subject, as I do note, being held in Gonalito City, just a few kilometers from here, but outside Kanbor D Republic, but within Kanbor Elito, Ilitopian Territorial State, with viewing party at DG Square Elitosat in Elite City. Ilitopia, in which it's nearing 1400 hours over there, and DG Kin 7 Kanborsat just across the parking lot of RDK Gon in Kanbor D City. Are you at DG Kin 7 Kanborsat?
Yes. The Kanbor unions of KB.784 is in attendance in front row. This explains the vehicle driven by Kanbor Lazuli. They rooting for the DG Gons.
This is I have to unmute a third participant, Mark Z Cryptor, Raptor from the main HQ in Elite City. Are you also monitoring subject as well? Yes, I am at Studio RDX near Chris K and Mark E. Anyhow please hold for a moment. Mark E Cryptor and Chris K Cryptor, get ready to go on the air for RDK 3000 TriStar today flash REE Sports Alert.
Understood.
Aye.
This as it gets the most trending as of late, as we approach 2 o'clock PM Elite City to be trending in this and the upcoming hour. Oh my god, it sure is contested and heated in the record books. Wow, quite a last second play by the DG Cans, 5-player kill streak, team kill streak by the DG Cans. Have they gone sneaky? Wow. All of the Shack Worlds players has been eliminated as the match clock reaches 0, as with the team eliminated from the TD Beta Zone playoffs as Kankorja D City DG Cans wins. They have since won in a 3-2 match score, and map 5 map score of 10-9, subscore of 250-249. It sure was a contested one indeed. What an eep. RDK viewers, stand by for a special flash report hosted by my bro Marky and his pal Chris.
This is an RDK 3000 TriStar Esports Alert.
This is an RDK 3000 TriStar Esports Alert and RDK 3000 TriStar Today Flash Report. I am Chris K. Cryptor.
And I am Mark E. Cryptor over at Studio RDX. Goncourt D City DG Gons has eliminated Shack Worlds by a 3-2 match score in a dramatic finish to the most heated and contested esports match in the history of the tournament, also ever in the history of Tronic Diamond Esports, even in the playoffs itself. Anyhow, this is it's almost time to the kickoff of the 15-minute countdown to H&M Kanbor of JKA on month. This is I to fire my gamer air horn but must step off to the side. It's showtime as it's nearing 2:45.
You ready? Cause it is showtime. Here we go. In 1, 2, 3, let's hit it.
15-minute countdown sequence kicks off as that is to follow the 1 Choi countdown, 10k trokins, as I to go to the other side, and blast the horn again at the final Choi mark as I look at the video countdown on one of the televisions provided by RockTech Entertainment. Feed provided by RDK 3000 TriStar via feed direct from the main HQ to DG Square Litosat. By the way, also called a hex dozenal or hex minoro countdown, 24 decinutes on the clock, onto the final Choi. Anyhow, for those unsure, the month of Jakin month on the Kanbor calendar, in which is derived from fictional character Jake of Dog from Adventure Time. The show in particular in the marathon gets airing since this morning on Alito Vision 1 to 6 and Triangle Television. Owned by Alito Telemedia with breaks for Jinx News newscasts, this in which correspond to June 2023 and Zeta EY 1023. This is the month in particular to be Pride Month, as it shows support toward the 2S LGBTQIA+ community. Unsure on that? 2S LGBTQIA+ is an acronym that stands for two-spirit, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, or questioning, intersex, asexual and others. The term two-spirit refers to someone who identifies as having both a masculine and a feminine spirit, and is used by some indigenous fellows to describe their sexual identity. The plus sign represents other sexual identities, such as pansexual or asexual. This is the Happy New Month Alito of Zeta EY 1023 event at DG Square Litosat's Alito NYE Central tomorrow evening to be themed for Pride Month to give support to the 2S LGBTQIA+ community, the television in the center to show one of the Pride flags, in which it's currently showing the live shot of Kanbor City concerning DG Kan 7 Kanborsat and RDK Gone, for the H&M Kanbor countdown of Jakin month. This is not only Pride Month throughout June, there's other event to occur in which is concerning some esports event. First off in the alternate verse, being Call of Duty League 2023 playoffs to occur toward mid-June, Overwatch League mid-season tournament mid-June, Olympic esports finals in latter half of June. Within this dimension, being the playoffs in which being the TD Alito Omega Quartz, not to mention the esports in virtual motorsport, Alito Eraser 2023, EY 1023, season playoffs with the finals on June 10, 2023, the TD Gamer ESP Quartz 2K23 finals on the 14th. Suo TV ECIE, stop the vehicle. 23 on 16th. The TD Alito Omega Quartz Grand Finals on the 20th, in which the day to be the new Naya Sekants of BS 2400. Also Kingdom Day on the 7th as per event rule on the Legacy Alito calendar, to be the Millennial. In conjunction to the Elite Metric Duo season of EMY 373.8 ELE. Anyhow, the driver of the hatch, he has since pulled over by the cops for a traffic violation as he to be ticketed and fined plus given determinant points. This is, oh my god, someone on the sledgehammer, to smash the conics. Yeah. He has been tasered. Thanks to quick action by the cops over at ECPD. This is person with sledgehammer to be arrested. This is I to drive off, and head to Raptor Tuning at Alito Square. Anyhow, I have since got this new car for a while. This is I do note Michael Sintran with his Evo 9 in the past 48 to 72 hours. No wonder the vehicle gets moving at low speeds without engine on. Did he electrify his ride? This is once I met him at Zen Speedway. The engine was loud, but I do note, I also hear some electric motor whine blending with roaring sound from the engine from a twin-turbo 2.0-liter 4-cylinder. This once he raced.
We stop at here cause we to get the subject for the gaming PC upgrade, especially the case and such.
Okay, this is we look for the subject in which does not gets too hot, cheaper, and performs the best over the competitor.
That is correct. Maybe new gaming headset and wireless gaming keyboard? This as we must get the one in particular. Damn! Pets and companions disallowed at the store. This as you have to stay outside. This as, oh. Hey there. Shanzi Crypter?
I am Shanzi Crypter from RDK 3000 TriStar. I can take care of the fellow when you shop.
Okay, I do know you being a Litopian immigrant from Kanbor84. Do not, repeat, do not bring him to subjects within Kanbor84 Street. Due to the Happy New Month Jackie and Kb.P 18 at the top of the hour, I do not a repeat of the incident last month when he goes crazy with TRB Canber, Richard Canders.
I won't, however rather instead, I to meet with Mark Z Crypter and Corey Z Crypter, Mark Zaniels, and Corey Zanders at Omega Costa for possibly late lunch or early dinner, at the outdoor patio.
Good advice.
Omega Costa? I never been there yet. However we can't allow you inside the restaurant but we to head to the outdoor patio as it's open. Ayosh Joshi must wonder on the food being served there. Corey Z Crypter, we must assist in find the casing and subject for Julian Rasoki art. Correct, Mark Z Crypter as I do have the one at my house, also for my cousin Stefan Zanders for Elite City Crypters. I know where it is, follow me, and do get Julian's attention first, Mark. Okay, that would be a time saver, Corey. This is I head to Alito Square. I don't mind Trexer, Chris Xylastar, Robert, and Sean at the Xylastars. No wonder Trexer and Chris made a surprise visit to Elite City as with his friends. The garage door at Raptor Tuning is shut, and a message on it, as I must pull over and glance at it. They are at Zen Speedway. I to change plans, as I to head to Alpha River.
At the tone, 14 hours 54 minutes Elite City time, hour 18 Desi Newt 90 tracks time.
We got 6 minutes left on the clock, 23:54 KBTS, 2:54 PM Elite City. Keep to the side, avoid the shipping lane zone.
Okay Richard, as we must paddle faster, although we are over halfway already.
Shots. I would like to give a huge thanks for supervising Yosh Joshi. This is for Mark and Corey. I would like to thank you for loading up the hatch area of my crossover with the stuff for the PC upgrade, also to find the case in particular.
No problem, Julian. You are welcome, Julian. This is iRaptor note. The outdoor patio is full, however we are short on time. We must return to RDK 3000 TriStar main HQ, fast. This is it's approaching 14:55. Yes, Toward 5 to 3 in the ELC. HNM Kanbor in 5 minutes.
That was the live report from onboard the Alito Fury at Alpha River in Elite City, near the Elite City College of Technology campus premises. This has ship horn sound off to occur in less than 5 minutes, and 2 dozinals to mark the Kanbor HNM of JCon month.
Received word from Ichiro ESK Cryptor. The 3 amigos of the Zenpak and 1 other are racing against time paddling on the raft toward the Alito Fury as they must arrive before the ship horn.
The event is so trending to date. This as VWGT is to go into a pause for the 15H, 3 p.m. RDK ELC hour as the VWGT hosts to be back after RDK 3000 TriStar today. Blitz this as we share you a programming notice to the viewers over at Vero Television.
This is the show is to resume at 1600 hours RDK and Elite City, as we are powered up always on all networks of RDK 3000 TriStar, television, radio, streaming and more as the RDK countdown watch continues into the final countdown as RDK 3000 TriStar Today Blitz HNM Kanbor special starts now.
This is RDK 3000 TriStar today. I am Chris K. Cryptor, Jakur, Chris Kaistar.
And I am Marky Cryptor, Martilitastar, broadcasting live and direct from RDK 3000 TriStar RDK Newsline News Center over at RDK 3000 TriStar Main HQ in Elite City, Federal District, Elitopia.
We are powered up always on all RDK networks, television, radio, streaming and more. The latest at this hour.
Anyhow, the Altronican counterpart is Tronic Buy, as the Omni version is Diamond Buy. The television used at this demo costs 830 helios, about 3,300 sickles compared to 3,200 sickles in store in Altronic City, 3,500 sickles in Omni Star. However, the one sold in Tronic Buy and Diamond Buy is made by an Altronican firm. The TV shown is 200 centimeters diagonal, however branded as 80-inch, 235.5 CIO macros, while the one made by TDR Electronics is a 240 CIO macro, 203.4 centimeter, 80-inch.
Correct. This is we got the one for half the size and half the price at the same store for our home in Altronic City, as we only needed the one for our compact modern homes. This is we do not need the big ones like these.
Yes, this as we check out the new tablet. Hold up, subject on TV.
At the stroke of the Kanbor HNM in a few, the new NYA Sekant countdown clocks to be switched on at clock towers in Altronic City and Omnistar for VS 2400, with rest of Tronic Diamond Union at 800 KS or KTS, 1912 UTC.
I knew it. To be 023980 Maya Sekants, this as we have 20 days to go. The countdown clock has been implemented at and to be switched on in a few in Altronic City and Omnistar with rest of the TDU primary and secondary membership areas to follow at 800.
Yes, as that translates to 1912 Universal Time, but why to switch on at 781 666 Sekants or Trokans in Altronic City and Omnistar? That is in conjunction to midnight KBTS on the kickoff of Jakian month on the Kanbor.D calendar with the Altronican and Alito counterpart of Zeta year 2000 TDE and EY 1023 just shy of 1.8 days later?
This during the HNM Kanbor Light and Laser show going on now, going for the 2nd year. You should know the year ago, the subject kicked off for the first time as they do it again for the Tronic Diamond HNM subject. This as you should also know, Zeta, Jakin or June is Pride Month. That means Pride Month rallies, dances, and parades as there is one to be held in Altronic City but won't occur until 5th day this Biotrocant, as there to be one in city we are visiting for 2 to 3 days, Elite City. Elitopia at 12 o'clock local, 666 KTS tomorrow.
Although we are not gay, asexual, bisexual and such, but we are straight persons. However, we support the 2S LGBTQIA+ community as we are straight allies,
Yes, as we to watch the parade in person as we already got the info brochure of the subject, as the subject at Alito NYE Central of DG Square Alito set for HNM Alito and Tronic Diamond of Zeta month to be themed for Pride Month to give support to the 2S LGBTQIA+ community.
Oh my god. 20. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14.
What is the fellow
13,
doing?
12.
He noted the subject
11,
on the TV
10,
regarding H&M
9,
Kanbor countdown
8,
coverage as he is
7,
counting down the
6,
seconds as he ran
5,
to somewhere at the
4,
store.
Maybe
3,
going to the stereos
2,
to blast some
1.
celebration music on the
Happy
demo
New Month,
units.
Kanbor.
This has its arrival of Jake and Month just now. Oh
Sound
my
the
god,
alarm to kick
fire
off the
alarm.
Happy New Kanbor month of Jake and Month.
Attention. Attention. There is a fire alarm originated from emergency exit 8 in the home entertainment section via manual poll. Please listen for further announcement and instructions. To repeat, there is a fire alarm originated from emergency exit 8 in the home entertainment section via manual poll. Please listen for further announcement and instructions.
This perfectly timed to the Kanbor H&M.
Yes, as I have seen someone who's responsible set off the alarm and yelled, "Happy New Month Kanbor84 and KB.P 18" then over celebrating after he yanked at the lever for the fire alarm. He must have noted subject on the TV near us tuned to RDK 3000 TriStar television service then ran to the pull station in the final seconds aka sequence or tropence of the countdown. That is in fact a debilitate false alarm and that is illegal.
Yes, that is unlawful in Litopia, as it may result in a felony, as it's also against the law in Altronic and Omni Republics even across the TV. US penalties for such false alarms are quite harsh, up to 10 years toward 5 neotrocans, and up to 5,000 helios or 20 to 25,000 sickle in fines.
The fellow who's over celebrating at Kb.P who's responsible for the alarm has been caught. This by the store security.
Attention. Attention. The fire alarm is a false alarm. Fire alarm is a false alarm. This was blamed on some customer who deliberately set off the alarm in celebration of Happy New Month Jakey and KB.P 18 on the Kanbor calendar, corresponding to June 2023 or Zeta EY 1023 in which occurred in the past moment. His act was captured on CCTV video surveillance. He has been caught by security. Please disregard the alarm. We at Kb.P Elite City do apologize for the inconvenience. To repeat, fire alarm is a false alarm and personnel must disregard the alarm. Thank you for your cooperation.
It's a confirmed deliberate false fire alarm. This has the cops and fire department to be dealing with the fool responsible. However, I wonder in the past visit in the last couple years in 2019 once we visited Elite City for our vacation, once we head to the store, fire alarm went off but the systems were being tested by alarm company with technicians doing periodic tests with prior announcement. Those used the fire bells in continuous, now they use the fire buzzers in code 3 replacing the bells.
Yes, as the one in Altronic City, Tronic.By, the fire bells get replaced with strobes and voice module speaker units as that also get uplinked to the intercom and PA system plus store speakers in which an idol play the music.
Yes, with a more friendlier tone rather than the buzzers and the bells. I do heard the announcement on the store speakers. The one in Elite City have the similar one but uses a more stern chord melody.
Yes, that is to get more immediate attention to the shoppers and associates of what's happening following the alarm.
Talk about a buzzer beater. Stefan, Scott, Rex, and my bro Richard Umistar arrived within seconds prior to the ship horn, as Rex tracks Zion stepped foot abroad a little fury at the stroke of the H&M when the ship horn went off lasting for 2.4 minutes, 1 dozenal, or minoro, 4 decinutes, 1 2/3 dino choice, 12 dozen seconds. 2 minutes 24 seconds. 1,667 seconds or trocans. Anyhow, my friend Michael Sertain, his cousins told him and which told me, something bizarre happened at the stroke of the Kanbor H&M just close to 2 hours ago. At one auto sport event in Kanbor84 in which Michael Sertain's cousins are serious rally race drivers who used to be participants but they opted out. Event kicked off 2.5 hours ago at 11:30 p.m. KBTS, 2:30 p.m. Elite City, being some combination of rally cross and rally blitz. This at the stroke of the H&M, all of the Kanbor.D rally race drivers over-celebrated the Kanbor H&M as they ended up in a fiery multi-car crash in which few of the cars went onto the spectators, resulting in deaths and injuries. This is the Kanbor Rally Series for this year. To occur next week, it gets cancelled as a result, as Michael and the two drivers are heading back to Elite City as they too arrive this evening. The subject occurred in Kanbor.D's west side under hot, windy and dry conditions as the fire from the wreck grew to become a wildfire, with areas in Kanbor.D's west side ordered to evacuate with wildfire smoke blowing southward in north wind, resulting in air quality alerts with levels being extreme. However, rain has since arrived and being heavy as relative humidity creeped back up. However, one community in Kanbor.D's east side gets destroyed by fast-moving wildfire, in which resulted in additional deaths as they failed to evacuate in a timely manner, but it has since subsided thanks to the rain from effects from megastorm Jake Star. This is subjects were like 300, 400 or so kilometers to the west of Kanbor.D city.
Thank goodness, the wildfire in remote area in northeast Elitopia is out in the past 25 Kiatricans plus, and air quality in Elite City improved to low levels since last few reports within 100 Kiatrican timeframe. As I do note, some rain has since arrived in which I did not pay attention to the weather report in detail, only glanced at it and noted very high air quality readings of 98 at worst. Anyhow, it was heavy rain at first when level 1 rainfall warning amber warning gets issued by the MSE, while only a rainfall advisory green by the Tronic Diamond Weather Force, in which to be downgraded shortly to blue advisory by the Meteorological Service of Elitopia and the Tronic Diamond Weather Force by 825 Kiatricans for the TDWF, 1545 Elite City time or 823 KTS for the MSE as I check the reports and bulletins on my computer in the past moment or two. Ryan Encryptor, why did the matches for OTR/ACS&D or BE/KVF gets rescheduled for same time? 800 Kyatrikans on 1,154 Myatrokans CX 2000/154 TD Byatrikan 100,015 Forsday Tride Zeta 3rd 2000 TD 1512 Elite City and RDK time 80.0 EMT and 1920 T RX 8 o'clock sign on Traridas Zeta 3rd EY 1023 and Sunday June 4th 2023 023,984,800,000 Sekants TSD and MJD 60,000 and 99.8.
This after discussion of fellows from Alftronic City Shock and DigiRed Blitz Esports to reschedule the matches within the same day. This after the ELG Game Jam Esports Commissioner pushed forward the matches by 2 days due to special day in Elitopia on the new Elite Metric Duo season of EMS 373.8 ELE on the 6th on Elito and Tronic Diamond calendar, 7th on the civil counterpart. Also to mark Kingdom Day to mark 1,000 years since the formation of the Elito Kingdom in Elite Year 23 or 1023 AD. Being year 1000 on the Tronic Diamond era but to Elitopian heritage rule, to be celebrated on the legacy calendar, on Hepmis 1st, or month 7 day 1 of Elite Year EY 1023 or year 2000 TDE when factored in Tronic Diamond years. This is the matches on the 4th. 3rd in Elito and TD gets rescheduled as per special request as ACS and DRBE are strong allies, as the roster per each team concerning immigrants to Elitopia/Alftronic Republic from Kanbor84 Republic. Daniel Kb.P from ACS and Rickard Kanders from DRBE as they needed to schedule the match at midnight Kb.TS Kyoto 5th JCon Kb.P 18, or June 5th 2023, to be Zeta 4th 5 hours after that, but as per mandate on timing of Tronic Diamond Alpha Zon matches, to 012 Kb.TS, 800 Kyatrikans, 1512 Elite City and RDK time, 1912 Universal time.
I do recall the calendar used back then since the second Tronic Diamond Millennium in area in which is called as Elitopia in modern time. To be Elite Month solar format with 24-day months in which similar ones get used for the Trex calendar for Trexer Crew and our 8664 Studios Robloxian division in Trex City, Trexland, Cribzation. Roblo Federation in which is safe from the event yesterday but determining the year and month is complex as Trex year 23 occurs at MJD 60,000 as I assume into the 5th month just today. This is Ultimopia also used its own as they used simpler rule to occur within 2 weeks offset of the Caesarian New Year, being vernal equinox, in which the rule is derived from the Corgitopian calendar, derived from the rule from the Omni-regional calendar but use 24-day months in the Ultimopian version rather than 30. This is the one in Kanbor84 Republic but unofficial concerning usage, the Kanbor84 Spinelian solar calendar in which the new year occurring on first 24-day month based on month determination on the Kanbor84 Spinelian duodecimal calendar of the Kanbor year or in our terms, the solar year aka Elite year or Tronic Diamond year starting on Elite Day 0 or Troni Day on T or T of triple zeros, being Alpha 1st or January 1st being within 24 days of Alpha or January.
Yes, however take note, 5th month of Trex year 23 aka 2023, EY 1023, year 2000 TDE is Alpha Pentrex, the 6th month just 4 days after the new Nyashakan being Bravo Pridex.
This is I must have to amend schedule and I to head to Elite City, Elitopia to meet with you as I to depart around 700 KTS, 1248 Elite City and arrive after 900 KTS, 1736 Elite City on Zeta 2nd or June 3rd.
Okay, 1736 RDK ELC, 90.0 EMT, 2160 TRX on Saturday, June 3rd, 2023, Zeta 2nd, EY 1023. It to be raining after a clear Friday to be forecasted. It to be unseasonably cool, so make sure you have rain gear on hand.
Rain? How hard will it rain?
Not too heavy but mind enough to warrant AMSE's blue rainfall advisory. Thank God for positive outcome in Sandopian. Stefan A.T. Cryptor, otherwise we would have gone in red alert and postponed the meet. Megastorm Jakestar has made a sudden move and missed Sandopian otherwise would have gone hit, in which was the area affected by the Sandopian War last year. The explosive weapons, being bombs, left unused, would have detonated under high winds or tornado in which would have blown down structure housing onto the bombs, or the tornado would have run over the bombs, or lightning strikes hitting the bombs in which would yield big explosion, in which was armed, several of those being nuclear bombs, one of it, similar to a Tsar Bomba in which would have result in catastrophic nuclear explosions with parts of Sandopian or Sandopian as whole would have to be destroyed, but the event has not occurred, as the bombs has since been disarmed, and the bombs to be dismantled and disassembled part by part starting in the next 24 hours.
Where is the storm heading? Will it to strike Anatolia? If it were to impact Webchester just as with the last event in 2020, EY 1020, although events in the past 2 years were close calls regarding Megastorm Marvin, maybe one other, this as I recall, Tropical Storm Mudkip in which affected Kanbor.D at 1500 hours Kb.P Superior/Jakey and Kb.P 15. June 7, 2020, in which you and Milos Z Cryptor were chatting with Rexx Cryptor from RDK Can. It then headed to Sekants as a super tropical cyclone as it then impacted Webchester when weakened to a tropical storm once again in which resulted in alarm condition at RDK 3000 TriStar Alptronic and Omni Division as I and Marco Cryptor had to prepare for the storm Eventronic alarm and Diamond alarm gets issued on June 11, 2020, as the storm goes over Webchester on the 12th when I received alarm and result in roll call of incident at RDK 3000 TriStar main HQ regarding window smashed on upper floor in which resulted in RDK security gets dispatched. Thank God it weakened to Tropical Depression Mudkip when it goes over Alptronic and Omni Republics with minimal impact compared to Kanbor.D City and Webchesterfield.
The storm will not impact Anatolia and Webchester as it will not be repeat of scenario 3 years ago.
Stefan AT Cryptor, I am Chubby H Cryptor. You must have remembered the event back on the 12th of June, 2020 after 15 o'clock Elite City, toward 800 KTS, when I was in panda form driving macro car in which is now modified for use by Ozzy and Skittles, well before I transform into human form by Lito Wizard operation in 2021. As I heard what you mentioned the event, when TS Mudkip goes over Webchester, some unjust music was playing after some dispute from the two fellows from the car meet ended up in fellow in which was thrown out on two sidewalk beside Digi Square, now as Digi Square lighters are resulting in his death. This as some vehicle was playing excessively loud music being themed from 24 Elitopian hours in the early days, now going into third year on ELN 24 now called as Elito News 24, as driver used sledgehammer to destroy the vehicle to end the music. I told him that subjects is unlawful as it goes toward destruction of property. He then trash talked at me and 4 others. As he then kicked the macro car as it was flying out toward RDK 3000 Trista main HQ at 7th floor when it smashed at the window pan ramming into furniture and left a hole in the wall adjacent to Zen S Cryptor's office, but he was unhurt as that resulted in roll call alarm in which also sends notices to RDK establishments elsewhere.
Chubby, you said the correct date, June 12, 2020, but wrong hour, as incident occurred after 1400 RDK and Elite City, after 750 Kia Trokans as you were like an hour off.
Apologies, it was my fault for saying the wrong hour as I was 1 hour off as I was trying to determine which hour it occurred on the date in particular.
Yes, as 24 hours prior, on June 11, 2020 at 14:30 ELC, it was raining hard in Elite City this just half hour toward an esports match charity for storm relief and prom marathon, until RDK 3000 TriStar received report of fire alert at Elite City Elitazot Ballroom nightclub in which that and Digi Square becomes Digi Square Elitazot in merger in following months in October 2020 as alarm occurred after 1440 ELC, turned to be blamed on unauthorized use of fog machine. Elite City Shock and Jinx Esports Gaming competed in said charity match at 1500 ELC in Space Battle 3000 in best of 13 in a 36/4 format, as ELS wins 7-6. This as you should note Elite City Shock is now called as Elite City Cryptors as Jinx Esports Gaming has been merged with Blood Red Gaming, Rexx Defiant and one other team to become Digi Red Blitz Esports in later years.
So Togrand is Heptmas 1st, EY 1023?
Yes, or Zeta 6th, EY 1023 on Enulotas Entuzit, in Omega Zol corresponding to Wednesday, June 7th, 2023 in the civil calendar, anyhow in local time still Tuesday the 6th, as it's 2036 Elite City, under daylight saving time, reference time being 1936, as it's 02.5 EMT and 0060 TRX. 015 sign.
I denote some modern-day clocks, as I denote some of those are analog clocks, some others being digital. In the past centuries, the kingdom relied on water clocks.
Yes, until the adaptation of mechanical clocks driven by steam, then wait, with some also being spring-driven in which user had to wind up the clock daily or weekly, with some clocks becoming electromechanical in which winds up automatically once the spring was about to be exhausted, thus requiring electrical source, i.e. a battery toward late 1800s to early 1900s, elite year 800s to 900s.
This is a Little Wizard 9, sent me the one in 1900, EY 900 being an electromechanical clock.
Yes, but being a long case grandfather clock, as a Little Wizard deck, in which was my father who passed away in 2019, EY 1019, as in 2000, EY 1000, he sent you the electromechanical mantle clock. This is just last year, 2022, EY 1022, during the final year, I sent you a small digital clock. This is you for some reason, made it into a digital watch once you a little craft the wristband.
Yes, as I just had the batteries replaced just in the past minutes. The clock was so small, it was like width the palm of my hand, height of 2 of my fingers, thickness of length of my thumb. I wonder how you watch television, as I do note you watch the channel, being this channel devoted to the news? Elito News 24? And what is that in the view, with the metric clock, concerning the clock tower and a building named DGtron?
That is Altronic City, in country named Altronic Republic, as you must have noted the place on the map, as I explained to you about the Tronic Diamond metric and timekeeping system, and related system being the one derived from the Pandecimal system, Sekants time. Tempus Spatium Dates in recent weeks. The channel in fact is indeed Elito News 24, in which was ELN 24 at that time when network gets launched in 1995, EY 995, only to be rebranded to Elito News 24 in late 2020, EY 1020. The Tronic Diamond Quartz Esports Tournament 2023, EY 1023 Finals is kickoff at half grand mark, Choi 50. DGtron is the venue where the match gets held, an esports arena.
I must note the teams participating, Xenopolis City Quartz, from Xenopolian Republic, and Alftronic City Shock, from within the city and country where the match gets held.
Yes, as they normally arrive via airplane, as they arrive via Hyperloop.
Yes, however in prior centuries, the personnel had to travel via ship when going across continents or to an island, while going across the continent via horse, then via train in later centuries, then airplanes in the 20th century.
Yes, this is going from one place to another place, i.e. another settlement, but in modern times, another city, required a fellow to go via horse in past centuries, in which in later centuries, to go via train now via automobiles. Motor vehicle aka a car, also buses going across freeways and highways plus autoroutes. A car is also ideal for commute within the city, in addition to bicycles and street cars, and in a big city, i.e. Greater Elite City Metropolitan Area District and Federal District, city buses, and subways as well. I do explain on transportation later on. This is the match is about to start.
This is I denote another television, besides the one, tuned to, a Little Gamer ESP? Some esports and gaming channel?
Yes, pay attention to the fellows on Television Alpha, the fellows representing the esports teams. They wear some gaming apparel and esports jerseys, on gaming handheld units now, wearing the special headsets to communicate with the fellows. They sit in dedicated chairs using very powerful computers devoted to video gaming with specialty keyboards and mouse used for video gaming. This also with some other hardware and gadgets the fellow brings along for the tournament.
I do note, they must be competing very hard. Is there a reward for the winner?
Yes, but for the special instance being the esports tournament grand finals, they earn a top prize being a few million Ilitopian Elios. Also the golden trophy also gets to crown the championship title. The subject on television Bravo, being the match gameplay, mostly being point of view of action by notable esports players, in which is in front player view. The match score and map score / status is on the top, also mode, and map name, on the screen on television Bravo, with commentating in the audio portion. They compete in best of 9 in video game of Octal of Doza 2, a front player shooter video game being a Spinel and Splix mashup video game inspired to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, some inspired to Overwatch 2, some inspired to CSGO, themed to the shows Ben 10 and Steven Universe.
This loosely relates to the subject in relation to the Omega War in past several centuries when the kingdom of Elito gets fallen.
Anyhow, you probably didn't knew of the clock behind us, as you must have heard the chimes a moment ago as it's 0801 hours Elite City time, toward 50.1 EMT, and after 1203 TRX, on June 11th, 2023 or Zeta 10th, EY 1023 on a Pride 6 at or Sunday. Anyhow, below the clock, is the telephone, however is a special one. It uplinks to Emperor's Palace and the office of the Prime Minister at the Elitopian Parliament buildings, as the current Prime Minister is Rex Harozian, in his second term, since the election in 2021, EY 1021. As Emperor Sigma is the current Emperor, the outgoing Emperor being Emperor Zikro retired months after the Elitopian election. That is only used in event of emergency, especially a national emergency i.e. impending nuclear attack or air raid, or a major natural disaster i.e. major earthquake, wildfire, or destructive tornado / floods, or during a war, or for very special occasions i.e. death of Elito Wizard, Prime Minister. Current or former, or the Emperor, current or former, or when he resigns / retires, or for other means including the upcoming 16th enhancement.
Is there another telephone for other use?
Yes, this being a couple around the Elito Wizard hut, even where I sleep. Also I have my mobile phone, this as I call the fellows at Kb.Livements in Elite City and across Elitopia, also outside of Elitopia, for example, to my partner Xenomagics from Xenopolis City, Xenopolia. Entronic Shield in Altronic City, Altronic Republic. I mostly call the fellows domestically, as I mainly call the fellows within Elite City, being DG Square Elitosat as I contribute to events over there including the new Elite Year Countdown, also the Elito Prom 2023, EY 1023, as I also call the fellows at RDK 3000 TriStar. As I sometimes visit the S-Livement on occasion.
This is we bring on with the Marquee with the quartz. No, not Mark E. Cryptor from Studio or DX. I am talking about Mark Elito Trap. Yeesh.
In fact, we hand off to him in a moment or two. I am Mark E. Cryptor over at RDK 3000 TriStar RDK Newsline Studio RDX over at RDK 3000 TriStar Main HQ in Elite City, Federal District, Elitopia. Before we continue, we would want to welcome to the viewers and listeners of RDK 3000 TriStar television and radio services elsewhere, as we are powered up always, also. We have since received word that the VWGT hosts has since went from Gamer Lounge Bravo to Esports Arena section for unknown reason. We are determining the scope of this, so stay tuned. as they would have normally to cover the feature subject in the next hour of VWGT, in which we may RDK cast the segment in question on RDK 3000 TriStar today. Anyhow, the esports match in question to occur at 1500 hours RDK and Elite City, in which Scott Elito Star, SE Stars plays to be live streaming. He's not the only one to be live streaming. Mark Kynes Tracks is also to be live streaming the match, also co-hosting Scott's stream. This is Steve Ricksaw and his friend Andrew from Xenopolis City, Xenopolia, to live stream the subject in viewing party over at DG Zenot Zenozat. This is we also the fellows at RDK 3000 TriStar Kanbor D Unit Division are monitoring the action in the viewing party over at DG Kan 7 Kanborzat in Kanbor D City, in which notable personnel, Kan 2000, Robert Zarkers, brother of RDK 3000 TriStar Kanbor D Unit Division leader, Rikikan, Rex X Cryptor, Rex Zarkers, as he also Robert is also to monitor subject in a private viewing party hosted by the Kanbor Unions at Kanbor784 adjacent to Kanbor Telemedia in Kanbor D City. This in addition to Zen Z Cryptor's relative Rex Xylastar and Chris Xylastar for R8664 Studios Robloxian Division. They and their friends are attending viewing party over at DG Trex in Trex City, Trexland, Cripsation, Robloxian Federation West, in which they are communicating with Sean and Robert Xylastar in Elite City, in which made a visit to RDK 3000 TriStar main HQ with Zen Z Cryptor. This is viewing parties we to watch very closely gets in progress now, or to begin imminently. This is for Vero TV viewers. We hand off to Mark Elito Trap for the networks and providers covering today's match. However, for RDK TV viewers, we must bring up to date on the other subject unrelated to esports and gaming, as we are continuing to follow a developing story from Taxico concerning Hurricane Jake Star. We learn in prior few hours that it has since been downgraded to Tropical Storm Jake Star, as it have since left a menace in the coastline of Taxico. According to the authorities, up to 10 dead, 6 unaccounted for, flooding reported in coastlines, Tortitopolis severely impacted, power and utilities knocked out, homes swept away in flood waters. Majority of the population has been evacuated from Tortitopolis as they learn they would never return to Tortitopolis. Viewing parties of ECRVSDRBE is cancelled due to the storm, as it's over Tortita City with such lesser impact. We have more details on this coming up on RDK 3000 TriStar today coming up next. This in addition, we report on the main story, being the esports match Elite City Cryptors and DRBE, in the Elito Gamer Omega 2023 Finals, dramatic win for Altronic City, shock for the TD Gamer Quartz 2023, the prep for the new Naya Sekant, road to the TD Elito Omega Quartz Super Finals, 3 of the TV channels in Kanbor D rodeoed and more coming up next on RDK 3000 TriStar today. Blitz edition at 1500 hours RDK ELC, at the top of the hour. Anyhow, before we continue, there is a non-esports event to occur at the same time, this being the Elito Prom Marathon, in which is being the Elito Prom Redux 2023, EY 1023, to be held in ballroom section of DG Square Elitosat starting at 1500 hours RDK and Elite City. That area will not be the subject of the ECRVSDRBE viewing party, strict dress code enforcement to be enforced at the ballroom area. This is we must note Elite City Cryptors and DG Red Blitz Esports compete in said match to occur at the top of the hour. However, it's not only the subject we to monitor on the RDK radar throughout the week and next week, throughout the Via Sekant, or Via Trokant. Anyhow, the winner of today's match to take on in the TD Elito Omega Quartz Super Finals with Altronic City Shock. This is in this morning's match based on RDK TSR and Elite City time. Altronic City Shock shuts out Xenopolis City Quartz in 5 straight rounds. 5-0 to win the Tronic Diamond TD-G Esports Gamer Battle Siege Jam Quartz 2023, EY 1023, Neotrocan 1000.1, 2000 TDE Grand Finals. Anyhow, the same 2 teams plus the celebrities and amateurs, also Cryptors and E-Racing, who won the first annual Elito E-Racer season finals to compete in esports but in automotive motorsport racing, an E-Race or E-Prix is it to be a virtual race called Swift E-Racer 2023 is it to be a sponsored event run by Z Fuel, Kitech G, Flex Motors, and Tertia Motors, based in Platform Speed Blitz 2020, it to be a 2-match series. Event kicks off at 1500 hours RDK and Elite City on June 19, 2023. The eve before the new Naya Sekant, match 1 to be 2 hours long, then a 36-minute break, then round 2 to be 10 choice long, 100,000 Sekants, or Trokants, 2 hours 24 minutes, or 1 Kalishi, 5 dozi, or 60 dozinals in Kanbor and Spinelian duodecimal timekeeping, 240 decinutes, 60 minuros. A metri hour, ending at the new Naya Sekant at 024000000 Sekants in Tempus Spatium Date, Sekants time, in the Pandecimal system translating to 2000 hours RDK ELC on June 19, 2023, Choi and Decinute 0 on Sertain 19th, EY 1023, 0500 kbts on 20th Jakin Kb.P 18. This has excuse me, we have an alarm condition in which just fired. Oh god, code VGR is enforced toward RDK TV Master Studio Control Alpha. This as we learn, Vero Television is simulcasting Elito Gamer ESP at this point. Joining in progress concerning Game Day Live in which is subject of the alarm, as we are actively determining the status of BWGT and the whereabouts of the BWGT hosts. This is Chris K. Cryptor has since heard such alarm as he is now at Studio RDX at this point. This is Elito Gamer ESP is to cover the match of Elite City Cryptors and DG Red Blitz Esports in which the match to occur at the top of the hour. This at 1500 hours RDK and Elite City as Chris K. Cryptor will have additional words including a potential programming alert.
Yes, this in addition, we have received word from Jared B. Cryptor that the VWGT hosts who are already at Digi Square Elitazot has went to the esports arena section, only to be assigned to cover for the match for Elito Gamer ESP as we have to pass you an important RDK 3000 TriStar television service programming alert and schedule change notice. Due to the matter, today's episode of Virtual World and Gaming Today have unfortunately to end, to devote coverage in Silimcast from Elito Gamer ESP, and due to the records and stats of Elite City Cryptors and Digi Red Blitz Esports, to be a contested and heated esports match to date, in which would yield to pre-empty VWG2N as well as the hosts to be back for tomorrow's edition of VWGT and VWG2N. This as the updated schedule gets presented now via slides concerning RDK 3000 TriStar television service main feed, ERDK TV, DT 5.1 powering at 750 kilowatts from RDK 3000 TriStar main HQ in Elite City, Federal District, Elitopia for Sunday, June 11, 2023 and Quatdiz, Zeta 10th, EY 1023 Elite Day 161 Omega Rho, 6 Zat 1 D4, 8562 EMDM, Z1, 22, 22, 373, 80, 4 EMDE all times shown in RDK 3000 TriStar clock time and Elite City time UTC -5 hours 0 minutes daylight saving time factor.
Anyhow, this is we must start RDK 3000 TriStar Today Blitz Edition earlier than expected as we are powered up always in all RDK 3000 TriStar networks, television, radio, streaming and more as it begins now.
This is RDK 3000 TriStar Today. I am Chris K. Cryptor, Jakur, Chris Kaistar.
And I am Marky Cryptor, Mark Elidistar, broadcasting live and direct from RDK 3000 TriStar RDK Newsline News Center over at RDK 3000 TriStar Main HQ in Elite City, Federal District, Elitopia.
We are powered up always on all RDK networks, television, radio, streaming and more. The latest at this hour.
Well, the WGT episode has been cut short to devote coverage of the match on Vero Television, RDK 3000 TriStar television service airing RDK 3000 TriStar Today. The feature in question in which would have to air next hour on VWGT, now gets to air on RDK 3000 TriStar Today.
Must have to head to Zen Speedway. Michael Sinatron challenged me in a friendly race at 3 p.m. sharp. He also challenged some others, but I am unsure who's the participants Michael is challenging.
Anyhow, I must get this suited up also to put on my racing gear, suit, helmet and such, as I must do so once I arrive and get the car through inspection. I race with the Conix Hatch, also Savage, Dewey and the fellows with exception of Tokyo Race Star.
We begin with developing news as we at RDK Newsline follow a developing story coming from Taxico in which is the lead on RDK 3000 TriStar today.
This concerns Hurricane Jake Star, now Tropical Storm Jake Star, as fellows in Tortotopolis are struggling with survival following the storm. According to latest report, 10 dead, hundreds of thousands displaced, several unaccounted for. Tortotopolis severely devastated with flash flooding and structures, bridges, and such washed away.
This is the viewing party is in progress up north in Kanbor84 City, also here in Silver City, as the action is slated to occur at 0 o'clock Kb.P or CJXT and midnight, 12 o'clock AM, 0000 hours, KBTS and Silver City time, Crown 0 CJMT on Monday, June 12, 2023, Quarteta Charlie 4th, 986 CJE, 360-543 CJMD, Jakiota 12th Jacon Kb.P 18 and Spinelia 2nd of Hecapea, Kb.SDY 1 Grove 2 Dose 8, as we now take a programming break as Core.net 24 Nightwatch continues in the second hour. I am Andrew Phelps from Studio CJX over at Core.media in Silver City, Corgetopia, as we fade to Clock Ident with affiliate coverage in the background to the fellows at Alito News 24 from Elite City, Elitopia, in which it's 2:55 p.m. over there concerning the match countdown report by Raymond Blake, concerning Elite City Cryptors and DigiRed Blitz Esports, match coverage within Corgetopia to be on Core.net ESP, as the coverage continues in 5 minutes on Core.net 24.
Friday and noted the charity match 3 years ago today. They are taking it seriously as the TD Alito Commissioner and Commissioners of ELG Game Jam and TD ESP Leagues has decided to go forward to make this a charity match on top of charity match in support of LGBT programs. This after the horrible disaster caused by Hurricane Jake Star. This is according to latest report. 10 dead, several missing. Tortopolis a disaster area, with areas in the city severely flooded with structures washed away, as the fellows at Alito News 24 continuing to follow developing story. Live report in next hour. By the way, this esports match is a charity one indeed, for relief efforts 3 years after the storm relief match for Tropical Cyclone Mudcup for Sikapo, Kanbor84, and Webchester. It is also a charity match for the good. In support for the programs and services devoted to 2S LGBTQIA+ community. This month is Pride Month. This is the Tronic Diamond match where ACS and XQZ compete for competition match to take on this ECRBSDRBE match, also a charity match for storm relief plus support for 2S LGBTQIA+ community programs and services. There's a non-esports event, being the Alito Prom Redux Marathon 2023, EY1023, to occur at the top of the hour, in which goes for storm relief and for 2 seconds LGBTQIA+ community as millions of Elioms, or sickles. Kanbor coins has been raised so far to date, and with this esports match and the prom event, would double or triple the amount, even quadruple plus, up to 1 billion Kanbor coins, over 10 million Elitopian Elios, 50 to 60 million Tronic Diamond sickles. This in which is the same amount in esports betting in the odds for this match as according to odds, to be a heated outcome, even a more heated outcome for the TD Alito match, no matter whoever wins the match. Odds for ACSVS-ECR and ACSVS-DRBE are nearly split, but more likely for split for ACSVS-ECR, with total bets 2.5 to 3 times the amount. Oh my god. Final lineup and splits octal time keep. I tracks Rex are excited. That was Rex Tracks Cyan reminding us that we have final minoped and splits time is based on the records. To be a contested and heated match indeed. In contrast to XCQ and ACS, as it was a swift 5-0 win for ACS this morning. In fact, this match is predicted to be most fiercest in Elitopian esports history ever, as it would go for in the record books. This is we have to watch this one very closely. Do I hear some DRBE esports players speaking Spanish? You heard it. Final dozinal on the clock. We got heard. Ken 2000 over at DG Ken 7 Kanbor784 has started a 1 dozinal countdown in vinyls/seconds and duodecimal. Does a DRBE player speak Japanese? Must be Kenka. Go get a shot of him. 2 minutes remaining to the sports match start. Kenka sure are high. This is a best of 13, first to 7, counter blitz striker spring update in the competition match for the grand finals of the LG Game Jam Esports Mania Omega 2023, DY1023. Winner of this match takes on Altronic City Shock in the TV Olympic Omega Quartz Super Finals, to take place on June 20th. This is ACS shuts out Xenopolis City Quartz 5-zip in the Tronic Diamond counterpart. Heads up, 1 Dino Joy warning to the event. This coverage is sponsored by Z Fuel, Kitech G, Gamer Corner, Galito Cola, Rocktech, Zenchair Gaming, Galito Games, Greystar Gaming, and powered by Galito Gamer ESP.
Time is close. The Genius Lab. Close to 5 minutes. 30
Match gameplay coverage is always on Galito Gamer ESP, Galito Gamer Radio 100.7, Galito Gamer ESP app, Galito News Go app. Also online with live stream and live blog. Also coverage for news and talk view on Galito News 24. Also social media at Galito Gamer ESP and at Galito News 24. Hashtag DRBEBSECR. So join the conversation. Let's listen in to the hosts and gamers as we count down.
This is Core.net 24 Night Watch. I am Andrew Phelps over at Core.net 24 News Center Studio CJX over at Core.net Media Headquarters in Silver City, Corgetopia. Headlines at midnight. Esports match kicks off now concerning Elite City Cryptors and Digi Red Blitz Esports in the Elitopian Spring Esports Tournament Finals, dubbed Omega 2023 Series, in semifinals 2 of TD Elito match, as winner of the match takes on Alftronic City Shock, as they shut out Xenopolis City Quartz 5-zip with bizarre incident with fire alarm at end of match and hijackings to the emergency alert system in multiple regions showing anti-ACS remark with NSFW content done by fan of XCQ. Tropical Storm Jakestar is lashing over Tortita City with much lesser impacts after it made direct hit over Tortopolis just over 24 hours plus ago, as it was Hurricane Jakestar at that time. 10 dead, several missing, hundreds of thousands displaced. We begin with esports and gaming, powered by Core.net ESP as the esports match gets in progress at the witching hour in Silver City Metro toward start of the work week, this being Elite City Cryptors taking on Digi Red Blitz Esports taking on in TD Alito Semis 2 and Grand Finals of ELG Game Jam Esports Mania Omega 2023, Elite Year EY 1023, Core.Jot Year CJEO 986, taking place at Digi Square Elitazot in Elite City, Federal District, Elitopia, in which it's after 3 p.m. over there on a Sunday afternoon, June 11, 2023, as they take in best of 13, first to 7 in Counter Blitz Striker Spring Update. Match coverage is on Core.net ESP, sister network of this network, Core.net 24. There are viewing parties at venue in Silver City, also in Kanbor84 City, in which is same time as with Silver City. Many root for DRBE, as viewing party also gets in progress across Digitron and ESPA in Alptronic City. We have live reports from there soon, but we go live to Digi Square Elitazot in Elite City, Elitopia, with our own correspondent Jason Blitzstar to start the coverage. Jason?
Yes, it sure is electric here at Digi Square Elitazot. This is based on record and stats, to be contested and heated yet the date for Elite City Cryptos and Digi Red Blitz Esports. Based on this, and the timing schedule, it sure would go through all 13 rounds ending at midnight Elite City 9 AM Silver City time.
This is, I must note, I heard some shouting in Spanish, someone shouting down with Diego, this over some hyperinflation. No wonder they went from Taxico to Elitopia to Elite City on board the Elito Fury, this as I must note. New Taxican president took over as the situation is getting close to an hour, as he addressed the hyperinflation as it's now 1 Elio to 40 pesos once again, was 1 million peso. Oh my god, such explosion, oh my god, numerous explosions. Muster alarm, Elito Fury is going down. Upper and mid decks destroyed, an entire yacht is on fire. Entire yacht on fire, alerting my cousin Chris Kystar.
Whoa, oh my god, such alarm from cousin Daniel. Elito Fury going down after explosion and fire. Yikes, no wonder it sets off the RDK 3000 TriStar roll call alarm, into code R.
Eep, I must head to my car and head to the scene.
Okay, but please do be careful. Zine S Cryptor will be deploying the RDK drone imminently.
For some reason the RDK TSR Kanbor84 roll call alarm went off at 1900 hours KBTS, over some unexplained subject, as I must tune the radio on my car and determine subject on the radio, possibly a potential for news flash. This is IKIN 2000, Robert Zarkers no, as I wonder if the event occurred in Kanbor84, or outside of it. Game on. I am Thunder, Chris Trexelito from Elite City Cryptors. You should note 2 esports events to occur on the 19th to 20th, one subject being the TD Elito Super Finals, Altronic City Shock takes on DG Red Blitz Esports. Second one is the one concerning virtual motorsport, Swift Eraser, in which the same 2 teams who compete in the Super Finals takes on celebrities, amateurs, and the winning team of the Elitopian Elito Eraser Series, Cryptors N Racing, in which team captain of ECR, Mickey Daniels, is part of Cryptors N Racing, while his bro David Daniels is captain of CZER, also captain of physical racing team, Zen Racing. You mean, Zen Racing have the division specifically for virtual competition racing? Yes. It's part of EXG Esports and Zen Racing in joint partnership. Does it have strong support from Elite City Cryptors? Yes, in addition to DG Red Blitz Esports, and for some reason, also from hockey team Elite City Elitos from the ELHA. Does the baseball team Elite City Swifters from the ELB also support CZER? Yes, also do come to DG Square Elitosat, subject in which gains your interest gets mounted early this morning. Okay, hold on while I get my things in case I get called in to work while at it, as I normally work there for the afternoon and evenings. You work at DG Square Elitosat? Yes, from 1 o'clock p.m. to 11 o'clock p.m. Mondays to Thursdays. I have Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays off. Apologies for the extra time, as I had to put on my rain gear because it to rain imminent. Second, mind the new car I got recently. Okay, anyhow note this subject. Whoa. I do note the digits on the left, 23,994, and the one on the right, in form of metric time, almost 600, so nearly choi 60, the last 3 digits being kino chois and hundreds of amino choi. This as I do know. Day 24,000 of the space age coming up in 5 days. The Metri anniversary of Sputnik 1 launch as I watched the subject on Elito Docs the other day on the TV on the subject, launched by the Soviets, now known as FUDS in Anatolia, in which my friend Michael Seintran have the recording on DVD and media file on USB thumb drive and micro SD card. Carried over from reel to video cassette Betamax then to VHS then to DVD and exported to MP4. You have interest in space? Yes, as he showed me the footage of Sputnik 1 as it happened. This is on the day of the Metri anniversary, to be the new Naya secant, as you should note a secant is a millionth of a day. As you should note the alternate prefixes in which is carried over to the tronic diamond counterpart as a secant is called trocant and tronic diamond counterpart also note this Metri clock beside. I do note, as it's dangerously close to .600, as it just crossed .600 just now. Anyhow concerning this car, it's the Konix, as I note you drove your Flex Mudcup Trek solution? Yes.
Did you mention the subject in relation to Sputnik 1?
Yes.
Mark E. Crypter. I Chris K. Crypter have since toured the Alito Swift, replacing the Alito Fury. It sure is more modern and more sleek, as I do note. Half the weight of the Alito Fury, smaller, and powered by electric motors to power the thrusters, and jets, battery electric with hydrogen fuel cell range extender.
Yes, anyhow I must admit, it even have a solar panel on the uppermost deck, as I also note when I also toured. On the rear, I do note at the back, I note some helmets, life jackets, goggles, fins, wetsuits, swim tops, gloves, pads, caps, and such, and on other side, diving gear and full face masks.
Yes, this is, hold on, I must check into subject, as it's very important.
Mark Zaniels, what are you doing? Corey Zanders, I am checking outside DG Square Alito Sat, through the main entrance, as I do note, some gathering outside the subject put up in last few hours or so. I do note, they must have note on the subject. Ilito Izard here, they must have also note on the subject in the next 5 days other than the new Naya secant. Yes, by the way as I Raptor note, as, hey there, game on. No time to talk, I Shaker also thunder from ECR to head to other section of lobby to speak with Cooper on subject eve of the new Naya Sekant. This is I Raptor to look outside once again, I do note the 3 amigos of the Zen Pak, again, thunder.
Whoa, oh my god, impending inclement weather,
it's raining
gonna alert
hard.
Max Skystar
Quite
on
windy
Code
out.
X.
Corey, level 1 rainfall warning is issued for Elite City Metro, special marine warning issued for Alpha River. By the way, Chris, what is Code X?
Inclement adverse weather conditions. This is the Alito Swift needs to head to nearest port immediately and to dock and drop the anchor until weather clears out. Code X is enforced for the Alito Fury and Alito Swift when there's a special marine warning in conjunction to rainfall warning, or even a thunderstorm advisory, strong thunderstorm alert, or severe thunderstorm warning by the MSE and squall advisory, warning or thunderstorm alert yellow or higher by the Blitzdynozenian Weather Service. Code X is also issued for waterspout alerts.
Anyhow you Mark Z and Corey Z, you must have to report to work at 10:30, as I Mark E Crypter note, you must be aware of it as you put on your RDK uniforms already, as starting at 10:40. You will be assigned to RDK TSR Event Center GR for assistance in decoration of subject on the 20th if the venue is selected for the TD Alito Super Finals. Okay, Mark E Crypter, this is for you Farah, we must do it together. Good idea, Raptor. However, I must head home and to do things before heading to RDK Kin to see my bro Rikikin's Collegio Kanbor being Corey E. Crypter on explanation on Rikikin's trip. For some reason I recorded the wrong channel, as that was not the channel concerning the Call of Duty League 2023 Kb.P 18 Finals, Subliners vs the Ultra, from Kin7 Gamer TV, as the channel armed to record being Kanbor News 24-hour news channel. I must have to get a hold of fellows, as I do note, Rikikin is visiting Elite City, Ilitopia/Huiltopolis at RDK main HQ, as I do not want to bother him at that time. Fellows at Kanbor City Thieves also in the ELS, Daniel Kepa-Ionier and Richard Kanders can't be messaged at this time. As I must have to message Trexer, Rex Xylastar from R8664 Studios Block C Division on the results of the Subliners and Ultra match, as I must have to message him now as he is available, as I only message him at a last resort. Chris, you go DVR tomorrow's Swift Eraser on Trex Vision at 3 o'clock p.m. Trex City. This is, whoa, fellow from Kanbor City, Kin 2000? I must query time in KBTS, 7 a.m. This while it's 10 p.m. here. Trexer here, what's up? Trexer in Trex City, have you watched the subject in relation to the CDL 2023 finals? Yes, I have, as with Chris as with my friends. What is the final score? Subliners win 5 maps in a row in the best of 9. You mean, Big Apple Subliners, in the RD, New York Subliners, they shout out Maple Ultra, in RD, Toronto Ultra, 5-0? Yes. They win the 2023 Call of Duty Finals, held in the location of the winning team of the NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs, Vegas, in which the Vegas Golden Knights are the 2023 NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs, as Bogey was wild on this, as I also my friends spectate the hockey game. As they shut out the Costa Panthers, in RD, Florida Panthers, 4-2. Thank you, I do not expect the results in hockey as I normally do not follow hockey. Here's a catch, I spectate the hockey match at the Cookout, fast food restaurant here in Trex City.
I, Chris Xylastar, must note, you plan for visit outside Kanbor City in Kanbor Republic?
Yes, Elite City, Huiltopolis.
Do you mean, Elite City, Elitopia? We to head there tomorrow for a 2-day visit, although it to be raining tomorrow and quite breezy, so you must get your rain gear should you head there tomorrow, compared to a nice day here in Trex City for tomorrow. This due to remains of tropical depression Jakestar.
Okay, however I won't be arriving until after the new Sekants celebrations.
This as you can join me and Trexer in spectating some esports in the TD Elito Finals. By the way, it's the even of the new Sekant. However, for you Trexer, concerning what's left of Jakestar, further track in the next few days to go over Trex City as it to be a soaker once we head home.
Yes, this is Kin 2K has since ended video call with us, as we must note that concerning our friends, they to remain in Trex City to celebrate the new Sekant at the Trex Clocks Tower, as we to head to Elite City, as we to spectate the Swift Eraser, also the TD Elito Super Finals. As with the to celebrate the new Sekant at the RDK main HQ with our relative NZ Crypter. This is we must also not forget on SL20B to occur in the next week.
Yes, you should note it to cover through Happy New Month and Happy New Trex Trimester on the Trex calendar to kick off second trimester, or as we call, Bravo Trex Trimester of Trex Year 23.
Oh my god. I must take note of that, in which to occur on the 25th, technically evening on the 24th at 8 p.m. Trex City, 0 o'clock sign, 000 Deci.
Yes, as that also occurs on Anulades, as the Elitopian and Trex calendar week on the 6-day per week format starts on that day, in which translates to Trex Day, anyhow being Zeta 24th, EY 1023 and Brav Pri Trex 1st, Trex Year 23, Sunday June 25th, 2023.
However, I gotta power down this computer and call it a night. We have things packed up as we to wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning and head out the door by 6:30.
Yes, This is I go power down my device, and charge it, as I am down to 15% state of charge on my laptop tablet combo.
Anyhow, no wonder Julian also participates in esports and motorsport racing. This as he chooses the car in the E-Prix, the Evo 9 in virtual form. He sure is competing like me. This as I recall back in Trex City, I participate in the E-Prix, with you and our friends, at DG Trex in Trex City. In the past several days as I won the E-Prix, you were a close runner-up. The closest ever, otherwise you would have win or we would have end up a tie in which would yield a run-off tiebreaker match.
Yes. Anyhow, it's the amateurs versus the celebrities versus the two of the esports teams to compete in the TD Elito Super Finals tomorrow, versus the racing drivers, in which are also pros in virtual competitive racing, as the racing drivers takes it seriously on the physical and virtual tracks once they race.
Yes! This as you must be referring to Cryptors New Racing, in which two of the roster who's also part of a sports team in other modes, Elite SD Cryptors, formerly Elite SD Shock, Chris Trexelito and Mickey Daniels, being Thunder and Shaker, as they are also very good in virtual motorsport racing, as with first-person shooter, strategy and other means, as they are allies of DG Red Blitz Esports and Alphatronic City Shock.
Yes, Julian, this is the celebrities being fellows from VWGT and VWG2N. Anyhow, no wonder, the three amigos of the Zen Pak, they are also smart in the E-Prix. Thank God they're on break as Kanbor, Scout and one other takes over for them as we are in shift 2.
Yes, this is Mark Zaniels and Corey Zanders takes a break as well. No wonder they go into coverage reporting right away for RDK 3000 TriStar today.
Correct. SE Stars plays. Scott Elito star as I. Sean Alito trap note. Mark and Corey will be unavailable to cover for shift 3, as they will be on assignment at the Alito NYE Central for RDK 3000 TriStar today in the next hour. This is for you Trexer, and Chris Xylostar. Why not?